Hello? Anyone is there? Is anyone there? Hello? Hello! Hi, good evening. Good evening, people. Hey, 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 hey. How are you today? My side, pretty good. I get a bit of time to, after dinner, to actually organize a bit of the spells, but there is still quite some work to do. So I think I'm going to take a pause from these particles, right? At least from the selection and the uh, checking all the particles and stuff, right? But I want, to connect the spell system, so the spell casting, so the ability to actually cast a spell with the particle. So what we are going to review tonight is, yeah, if we can cast a spell which has a single target or multiple targets, or if he has an area of effect on the ground, and to see if and how this connects to the rest of the engine, right? I think most of that is already done. I just don't know if we really have a good way of casting a projectile and to detect the full area of the people that we need to affect with the spell. I think some of that is done, but I'm not really sure. So because I did it some time ago and then I left it, so I think I'm going to do that. Let me just see if everything is working. We have our little guys going around, and yes. Good evening, Tony. Good evening, Yorlak, Sulfrots, and Marcelon. Hello. Thanks for joining. So I didn't have time to do anything else on the alpha. But in the last few weeks we fixed some bugs. So I think I'm going to release a new update as soon as we have these spells connected to the particles properly. Okay, so I think that's the idea. So to have that completed. So what we're gonna do, I think I'm just going to check which kind of spells we have. Just give me a second, because I think I have 1 second, because I was messing up with some accounts of some people that asked me to change their emails and stuff, so I just want to be sure that it's not popping up. Okay, no, I just don't want the emails of these guys to pop up. Okay. So what I'm gonna say, yes, I want to check if in our database, we have, I don't know if I want to take the production database. Maybe yes, maybe we can take the production one, even if it would be nice, if at least the minimal set can also be reproduced in the dummy database. So I think it would be nice to have at least one projectile spell, one area of effect spell, and one, so for each of the categories to have at least one also in the dummy database, so that we can, yeah, probably something we should do, so that I don't have to load the full production database all the time, and maybe associate an effect. So it seems that we already have quite a number in the sample database. So we have Summon Missile, which I think is good, because is a projectile going into one place. Then we have Life Infusion, which should be something on me or on someone else, which is just a targeted spell and should create a particle there. And then maybe we can use I don't know if this sphere we can use maybe this sphere as an area of effect spell. There seems to be one here which is chain lightning, which has a radius, right? This chain lightning, okay. So which seems to be an area of effect. So we should try to test summon missile, life infusion, maybe also one that is doing damage. Flame Spire, I think Flame Spire is also a defensive spell. Maybe we can have Drain. Okay, so let's try to do this. Let's try to set up a bit of what did I do here? What did I do in this thing? Let me go back if I can. I cannot go back more than this. Yes, I can. Okay, wait. Too much. Okay, so tonight is no spoiler alert, so we will not have any spoilers. So let's say that is a bit of what we are working on spell effects, but let me do another set of instructions, or anyway of tasks that we need to complete. I move this one just like here, and let me split this window, this task list in two, and here we will have spells, spell casting. Okay, so there will be a spell casting set of things that we need to complete, right? And let me save this one. Okay, so for spell casting, I think we want to have, we want to have at least one spell per category, to be working. So we want one spell per category to be working on the test database, right? Which I think would be a good idea. And so we will use summon missile for projectile single target. Now I don't know if we want to have a projectile multiple targets. That could also be interesting, but at the moment we will go for the projectile single target. Okay, then we will use life infusion. I don't know if life infusion is also working on the enemy, but I think it's pretty much the same, by the way, because for us, if it's a healing or a damage, doesn't really make any sense. Any difference. Doesn't make any difference. So it's the same. 24, I don't remember what else is that, but I think it should be me and target in a creature. Yeah, I think it's also on someone else. Okay, so we will use the life infusion as a single target. Is a non-projectile, right? So it's not something that you are throwing at them. It's just something that pops up at them, on top of them. So it's like something that pops up. So single target effect in place. Okay, so it's staying there where it is. Then I don't know if we want to have one that damages someone, but I don't think it's really needed. I think probably we just need one that then is like this one, an area of effect. So we will use chain lightning as AOE multiple targets effects, right? AOE multiple targets. So we want the effect to appear on the enemy, right? On multiple enemies, and we will have one targeted, and then we will have the spell generating an area. I don't know if you want to have a visual effect of the blast, I think will be kind of interesting, but I don't know if I'm able to do that. Hello, Monty. Hello, Hula. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining. How are you? So, so that's basically it. So the first thing will be to ensure that the spells are working from the rules point of view, okay? And I think that this should be done already. So I'm expecting these spells to actually do what they need to do, right? Then we need to ensure that the visual effects, right? Visual effects are working, and this one, yes, and this one I think we should check, you know, each one. So projectile, single target. I mean, let's say I can just copy paste the whole thing again. Okay, so we want these three to actually be working in terms of visual effects. Now the spell casting should already have an effect, a visual effect, so I think it should be fine. Okay, so we also need to place some enemies. We need some enemies spawned in. Okay, spawned in the level. Okay, so this is our plan. This is our plan, so this is what we're gonna do. And in Talad you trust? That's a very good idea. It's a very solid god. Okay, let me just check a few things. Nice. Okay, so how do we test this? Well, the first thing, easy way in is just to load into the game. I need to set what is that? This one, yes, to connect to my database. I want the NPC to be on, and items I really don't need, and quest I really don't need. So this would be the quickest way to load in. And I think that now we can just launch it. The database should be up. Yes, I think the database is up. So let's launch server and client. I think I didn't touch the code in some time, right? Like a week or whatever. So, but I don't think we have any issues with that. I think it should be fine. I think the server should be working. I don't remember if I left it in a state which was like half working, half not working. I don't remember. So we need to check that. Usually the first time it takes a bit more to come up because there is no cache, no anything. So even if it's the dummy database, it takes a bit at the beginning. If you want to customize your avatar, you can type !extension. And then you can, there is kind of a page that appears, and yes, you can click on that and you can change the items of your avatar, I think. I didn't play too much with that, so I don't know exactly how it works. But if you want to change like your hat or your items, you can do it there, and I think it saves the status. I think it saves the status, so the next time you will have it. I mean, it will stay the same. At the moment, I connected it to Twitch, Ulla, yes. I mean, I think we connected it a lot to YouTube, right? And so I'm doing a bit and a bit, you know, just to make everyone happy, or to make everyone not happy, depending how you see it. But at least now we don't have the millions of bots anymore. Now, if you are on YouTube, you will not work, Ulla. You have to click on the yes, and it's the same link for everyone. So the link above, is working for you because it's based on the channel and based on your ID. So is working fine. It's just that one URL. I'm just thinking if I should create like a fake level, which is much simpler than this. That we use only to test. It could be an idea. I don't know. Okay, so we need some NPC, right? And we need some NPC that we can actually attack. I don't know if there is any NPC that I can attack. Maybe this guy. I think this guy is still Hullarino. Look at that. This guy is still Hullarino, but for whatever reason he became a human. He was a mount, right? He was a Rivnak in the past. I don't know if I can attack this guy, but I think I can. Okay, so let's test our spells. The first thing, I need to be sure that I have those spells. And so I need to check in my spell book. In my spell book, I have Defensive Wind, I have Summon Missile, and I have Flame Spire. Now we need a few more. So we need Chain Lightning. Let me just check what is Chain Lightning made of. And we need Life Infusion. Okay. So Life Infusion. Again, this is the dummy database, so things may obviously not match with the real game. Life Infusion is the spell number 2, and the spell number 2 is using the item ID number 15. And the Amber ID number 15 is energy. Okay, so I need do I have energy? Can I have a chest just with my let's rename this chest as Chest of Glyphs so that I can use this one to put in my glyphs, and so I can keep my inventory. I have 2 of them. Okay, can keep my inventory kind of organized. That one is a ghost. Yes, unfortunately. Okay, so I need the energy glyph. So I think we should item energy. Okay, this one, and this one we need to purify. And then while it's purifying, let me check chain lightning. Chain lightning is number 8. And number 8 has 15 and 14. So yes, he has energy again. And then he has door for whatever reason. I mean, obviously this is not the real... It's not the real thing, but... So we are purifying the... Did you manage to change your... Yes, I see you managed to change it. So you're like a pirate, you're like a pirate with a gun. I mean, it looks like a gun. And a kind of a cup of tea or a cup of beer, what is that? Yeah. Coffee? Ah, coffee. Nice. Okay, I'm just waiting that the different glyphs are purified because it takes about 1 minute for the purification. Okay, the 2 of those are there. So now I need to research the spell. Hopefully I will find it. Yes, Life Infusion, I got it. And now I need energy and door to find out the other one. Unfortunately, I think I don't have enough magic knowledge in the crystal way. I think. Is chain lightning crystal, by the way? That's a good question. It's way number 3, so probably not. Is red. Okay. Chain lightning is red. Okay. So I need to increase my... I need to increase set skill me red way. What happened?
Our enemies will be undone.
Really? Okay, I think we found it anyway. I don't know, something weird went on, but I can actually check my skills if I want under magic. My red way is 200 now, yes. Nice, 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 nice. Everything is working as expected, boys. Here I have all my glyphs. Okay, so now glue glue glue. What is glue glue glue? Yeah, the points are separate between YouTube and Twitch, right? There are 2 different counters. So when you are on Twitch, you get points, and when you are on YouTube, you get points as well. Swolfrots, you are what? You're like an angel playing heavy metal, or that looks like a guitar. I don't know if it's a guitar or if it's a something else, but okay. So we have the spells, right? We have the spells we wanted to have. We have Life Infusion, Defensive Wind, Summon Missile, Chain Lightning, and Flame Spell. So we even have more than what we want. Okay. So the first one that we want to test, I guess, is Life Infusion on myself, right? Which is the easiest of all of them, because I think this one is working already. So what I'm gonna do, Why is this marker? Because the marker gets generated when you are, I see. So if I do this, the marker goes up with me. Okay, this is a small bug, but it's fine. What I wanted to say, yes, that Life Infusion should be the easiest of all of them. So let me generate a potion of a poison potion. So we take some damage. Poison bottle is a bottle that basically allows me to get damage. At the moment I have 172 HP, right? And now I'm damaged, right? So I want to cast Life Infusion on myself. By the way, if I want to do it in an easy way, I can just put it in the quick bar, right? It's a bit of an issue. Okay, I can drag and drop it in the quick bar, right? And if everything works in theory, it should work. Okay, so we already have Summon Missile here. Life Infusion. Now Summon Missile seems to be empty. I don't know why. Let me try again. Okay, now seems to be fine. Yes. Yeah, so I can just click on myself and cast, right? Life Infusion. So let's see what if I don't have a target. Let me try without a target and see what it does. Kind of does it anyway. Did I heal or not? 156. 160. Yeah, I think I healed by about 10 points. Okay, so it seems that it's working now. So at least the spell is working. So what I'm checking now is that the spell is working. Okay, and then we will connect the visual effects. But Life Infusion seems to be working fine. Now the casting is a bit weird, I have to say. So it's casting for a second, and we have this weird effect which is not on the ground but is in the middle of my body. And there is something that we need to change because the casting should be, let me see if I target someone else. You are too far away to cast Life Infusion. Okay, so probably there is a kind of a 3 meters or so range. Yes. Yeah, the spell effects are a bit fucked up, but it's okay. Yes, but I would say Life Infusion seems to be working fine. Okay. Now we will try Summon Missile, and again, let me try to cast it on myself, which in theory should not be possible. Okay, we are doing it anyway. Yeah, it's doing it anyway. I think it's a bit stupid to hit it yourself, but anyway, it's doing it. Yes, 163. Anyway, I get damaged, right? I get damaged. Because you see that when... This time, no. I missed, because I missed. Okay, this spell can also miss people. So... I missed it again. I don't know why I'm missing so much, but anyway. Okay, but now I hit it. It doesn't tell me how much damage I did, but I see from my bar that is actually doing damage. Light saber guitar, wow, that's insane. I think the system of these little avatars was built so that you can buy items with points, with channel points. But I think the way I set it up is that basically everyone can pick everything. I mean, I didn't configure it. That's the problem. I didn't spend time configuring it, so I think you have available every possible item. In theory, you could start like if you see my character, you know, which is just a cube guy, and then with the channel points you can buy different equipment. Maybe I will do it one day. I will reset it, and but I think it's also fun to be able to change everything that you want. Okay, so Summon Missile seems to be working fine. There are some glitches.
You've done well.
In the way, thank you. There are some glitches in the way we cast the spell. Now we need how do I see the HP? Slash info is not working. Interesting. The slash info is working only on Now I can see the H. What? Oh, we broke something. It seems that we broke something. Fuck it. It seems that the targeting system is not working anymore. Uh-oh. I don't know why, but I don't see the combat mode. Is it because I'm in casting mode? What was the last change that we did that was affecting the right click and the left click? Was the item rotation, right? Was the item rotation? Because it seems that tab is not doing anymore. I think I broke something. If I press tab, I cannot scroll anymore unless I'm clicking. So there is definitely something broken there. Okay, I will have to check this because I think it's when we did the changes to the but is it working in production? Is it working in 077 release? I don't know. Because it seems that something, or is just because I'm spellcasting, and when I'm spellcasting maybe there is a different mode, because we have a mode for spellcasting. Let me just restart 1 second and see if without spellcasting my combat mode is working as expected. Otherwise it looks like we broke something in the past 2 weeks or so. Yes, exactly. I was checking combat mode, but seems the combat mode for some reason is broken. It may be because I was spellcasting, and when you are spellcasting you enter in a special mode, and maybe coming in and out of that mode at the moment is broken. Is a possibility. So maybe after you cast a spell you break that, but not that convinced. Let's see. Okay, let me try the tab now. Yes, so it's the spell casting. Okay, so the good news is that we didn't really break it, but it seems that when I cast a spell, probably the server is not okay. That's kind of fine. Okay, let me try something a bit more interactive. Okay, so I will assign the spellcasting of summon missile to the key number 1. Okay, it's already assigned. Okay, can I put it on 5? Okay, I will put it on 5. Okay, so now summon missile is on 5. So in theory I can stay in combat mode, and when I press 5, right, I should be casting. Now I don't really see it, but I missed them. By the way, we have this. Yeah, I need to. You see the thing that is popping up on screen? That's supposed to be the new way to channel. Yeah, actually I hit him. Did I do any damage? Yes, I do damage. Okay, I do damage, which is nice. Now we have this problem that while I'm casting I can still move, and that's probably not really what we want, but that is something we need to fix. But okay, it's nice. At least, by the way, there seems to be a projectile. Did you see it? There seems to be a projectile going from me. It's just not very visible. At least I've seen it once. There is a kind of a projectile going from me to him. In this case, I missed him. I missed him again. I think now we broke it. I think now we broke it. No? I don't know. It's not casting anymore. For sure we broke the... Yeah, it's a bit broken. Yeah, there are... Okay. But anyway, okay, there are a few things to fix, but it's working. Okay, so it's doing damage, and we can then heal him. Okay. Yeah, the problem is that you see that he's not doing the... No, I mean, you see what happens when you move. In reality, he's not walking. If you are casting, he's just playing the casting animation, and so he should move, right? I mean, he should show the walking animation. While when he's casting, he's only casting, so it's not really good. But anyway, this is something that we will fix later on. It's not important now. Okay. Now I need another enemy, right? I need another enemy to test the out of effect spell. So I need to add another guy. Characters. I don't know if his Hullarino is... because for some reason I couldn't do... I think he is a mount. He's still a mount, this guy. Hullarino. I think this Hullarino is supposed to be a mount. You see, character type 3. I think he's a mount. So I would probably leave this guy as a mount. So let me put it back to a Rivnak, okay? Do I have a race info somewhere here? Yes. A Rivnak is 91. So let me put back this guy to be actually a mount, okay? And also visually being a mount, so we can test mounts in the dummy database. And then we need 2 guys to fight, right? We need 2 guys to fight. And the best would be if they are not answering, right? But considering I'm invisible, I think they cannot. So we can have like this fighter 3 and fighter 4, right? I think we also had a fighter 1 and fighter 2. I don't know where they disappeared, but I think it's I think I renamed them to something else because I wanted to check. Yeah, probably I renamed them like these two because I wanted to check other stuff, but we can use fighter 3 and fighter 4. Okay, the only important point is that they are in a location that actually makes sense. Okay, they seems to be in a location that makes sense, and we need them to be enabled. So we need them to have an NPC spawn rule of 1, right? And the rest I think is okay. Yeah, you have to put slots and the number of points you want to, bet. You have 7,940 points. Oh my god, that's so much. That's so much. Okay, so let me see with these 2 fighter now if we can attack them, and also in which position they are, because we need them to be in a position where the chain lightning is going to affect both of them. By the way, if anyone is new to the stream, please don't be shy, ask your questions, or if you want to know more about the game or more about Unreal Engine, I can answer. Also, it would be nice if you can drop a follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube so that we grow the channel a bit. Okay, so now we are going in and checking where these 2 NPC are located. I want to see if they are close to each other because we have to test the chain lightning, and that one is something that has a specific area of effect, and so we want that area to be, I mean the 2 NPC to be close enough to each other. I don't know where they are. Okay, now this guy is again a mount, right? As it should be. I can teleport to fighter 5 and teleport me fighter 5. Seems the fighter 5 doesn't exist for some reason. No, sorry, fighter 3, not fighter 5. Okay, fighter 5 is this guy, and So fighter 3 and fighter 4. I don't see him here around, so I think we will have to. And fighter 4 is this guy. Okay, they are in completely different places. So I think I'm gonna move them just for sake of simplicity. I'm gonna move them like here next to each other, okay? So we're gonna take, I don't know if I have the command to actually move, to actually update the spawning position of an NPC. Because there was a command actually to move this guy here. I think it was like NPC spawn position or something. NPC spawn pose. NPC position. I don't know. I think there was a command, but I cannot recall it now. But anyway, let's put one guy like I don't know here. So let me take this position and let me put it into the database. For fighter 3, so fighter 3 will be in 203,056 minus 300 minus 319 954, and it will be in 10,186. Yeah, basically 87. Okay, so this will be the position of the first guy, and then I don't know, we can put the other guy next to him, like pretty close. I don't know how big is the effect of that spell, but we will try. So this one is 202,852, and it is minus 320 minus 320 289, and this one is 10,186. Okay, so now they should be fairly close to each other. I can try to kill NPC respawn and see if he respawns in the right place, okay? I can try a kill NPC reload. Kill NPC reload. Aha, nice. Okay, you see, some of the commands are actually working. I did a lot of work on the commands and most of them are working, so. Okay, so you see that now they are in the right place. I didn't have to restart the database or anything. Okay. Could you mount it and move and cast a fire spell? I don't know what will happen then, because I think that if I do that, probably the horse will continue to move. I can try if you want, but I think it will make a mess. I think it's not, but it's a good test, eh? It's a good test, because I think someone will do it for sure, but it's not supposed to. First of all, I don't even know if mounting works again. Yes, it works. So I can clop, 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 clop. I don't hear the sound, but I think it's okay. It is probably disabled. If I cast a spell on myself and then I try to move, yeah, you see, well, first you cannot move, and then I don't know, the character gets the position of spell casting. I mean, it's not broken. Oh my god, it's not broken, but it's not perfect either. So I think I need a super slow movement. Movement on the horse is super slow for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, At least mounts kind of work, still kind of work. But yeah, I think we need like the spell casting to be only from the torso up, right? So that, or I can detect the fact that you are on a horse, and first we need to think if we want to allow spell casting on you can still mantle on people, huh? I think this guy is trying to cast some spells because I see a light on him. But anyway, there is a kind of a light. I don't know if you see it, but there is a bit of a light on his bottom. No, now not anymore. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, let's try to test the chain lightning. So to test it, I need to be sure that these two guys are full. These two guys are full health, right? And they are full health now, so I can see they are full health. I think my mouse fucked up somehow. Did I press something that I should not have done? I think I did. But anyway. And so I target one guy, right? And then I cast chain lightning. I have no idea what is gonna happen. Chain lightning affected one target. Yes, this guy got damaged, but the other guy did not get damaged. Okay, so let me see what is the area of effect, right, of this spell, because we need a spell obviously that has enough area. So this spell in theory has a range, yeah, a fixed range of 10, right? So it should be 10 meters between them. I don't really know if this is 10 meters, but to me, yes, it looks like 10 meters. I mean, it looks like 5, so I think it should be fine. Now, for some reason, it didn't work, so let me see if maybe we still have a problem with the conversion. Let me search, let me go in spell manager, because we never used area of effect spells in Unreal Engine, and so maybe this is still not converting between the two unit of measures. If it's not in spell manager, where is it? Maybe it's in spell. Maybe it's in PS spell, huh? Yes. Okay, let me see if we do the conversion between meters and centimeters. Roll range, chance of success, PS spell effect. 1 second, let me check in the old code, because here we are going into an area where I see there is some commented stuff, and I don't know why, so I would just want to check if it was commented also in the old game. Where is bulk objects? PS spell. No, it was not commented out in the old one. So why is commented out here? Why I commented out this thing? Did I comment it out because I wanted just to test faster in Unreal the spells and not having the failures, or what? I don't understand. I changed this file. Let me see if I put any comment in the check-in. No, I don't want to become famous. Thank you. Added client vitals converted. We should be too long to feel a change. I don't know exactly when I changed that, but I have no idea. But it seems that at a certain point, this was commented already. It was commented already. I think it looks like it was commented from the early beginning. Like okay, here it was not commented out. Historical moment. I like the comments. Historical moment. All preloaders of Cache Manager are working. Historical moment. There was a comment in the ear. Historical moment. I don't know. It's between 2017 and 2018. No, I was just trying to check if there was a comment saying that, hey, I commented it out, but probably not. Probably not. Here it was still... Here it was still available. Here it was still available. Here it was still available. Fuck. I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. Oh, here is commented out. Okay, so basically this was the commit that fixed message OP to send message to the client with the result of the spell. Fix OP is not working at the moment, commented out. Fix OP is not working at the moment, commented out. But actually I commented out way more than that. Well, I commented this. Actually, I commented only this. I think it was a bit of a mistake. I don't know. Maybe because I wanted to just test the spells without having failures, so that it was a bit easier for me, and so I just commented this out. That's possible. Basically, what he's doing here is just telling you that you failed in casting. Yeah, let me put a comment that is, you fix me temporarily removed to test the spells quicker. Okay. So I will add it back, but not now, but I will add it back. Okay, so I think I did it just to test the spell quicker, and so I removed the chance of failure. It's a bit risky because if I forget, you know, I will stay like this forever, and so I think I need to fix it. You cannot gamble more than what you have. Good try, good try. Ouch. You lost them. You lost your point, I'm sorry. It's a 50-50 chance. All in, 50-50 chance, yes. It's like red and black. Well, not exactly red and black, but anyway, it's 50-50 chance. Okay, so this one we discovered. Now I want to see if when it goes through this, right, and he's trying to check for the targets. Yes, AoE radius evaluate. I think we need to debug it and see exactly what it's doing in this function. I think it's much quicker than trying to figure it out by testing. So we just debug. We would just debug the code and we just debug the code and see what happens. Yeah, it was more of an all out than all in, yes. You know, you never know what is happening. Basically, it's 50-50, and if you win, it doubles. So at the end, it's just pure luck. Okay, we are recompiling it. I don't think we did, well, we did just a very small change. We changed a comment, but anyway, it's just recompiling it. I think I have one. Yes, maybe while it's compiling, we can continue with this job. I was trying to categorize some of the spell effects by, and also adding a picture to all of them. Like this. I was trying to categorize them by area or projectile, or so this is also an area one. It doesn't have a picture though. It will not be very easy to take a picture of this. Okay, let me take it like that. Maybe it's enough. Yes, I think it's okay. So I was trying to categorize them, you know, by group. So if it's an area, if it's a beam. Okay, it's loading. It's loading. So we can start the client. And go, go, go. Are you guys all working from home, or how is it going for you these days? Because in Italy we still have a pretty bad situation for Corona. I'm not following it too much. I was following it more when it was, you know, in April and May, when it was really ramping up. I was following it, like I had pictures of every, I think I still have it on my PC. I had pictures of the expansion of the virus. Corona? Yes. This is the north of Italy. And this is by day. These pictures are pretty old now. Sorry, it's in Italian, but this is March. So this was the 7th of March 2020. And this was the distribution at that time. So you see, these were the number of cases by city in the north of Italy, and there was a big center around Milan. And then I took one picture per day. So if I scroll, you see another one for the 8th of March, 9th of March, and you see how it grows. Like from 800 now is already 1,400. But these numbers are super small compared to what happened after, right? 11th of March, 12th of March, 13th of March, 14th of March, 15th of March. Every day, and every day they are growing, right? And they were cities like this one, for example. It was basically, I'm going back now, they was very, very, very low. And then between the 17, 18, started to be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. If I go quickly forward, you see this number becomes like 7,000, 7,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. So basically 1,000 per day. Now it is becoming like 1,000 per day. And 10th of April, 11th of April, 13th of April. I don't know, I'm going forward quick. 22, 23, 27. It's only growing. Now the numbers are like 19,000 here around Milano. 30. This is the 1st of May, and then at a certain point I gave up and I didn't do it anymore. 12th of May, 14th of May. Yeah, I arrived until the 14th of May. Then I gave up tracking it. But I don't know. This was I don't know exactly why I did that, but it was just to keep track of what was going on. But the number was super small at that time. Yeah, you were working from home before as well? Okay. Yes, I'm working from home as well. So it's the offices are actually closed. In some cities are really closed because from the government, you know, it doesn't allow you to keep the office open. But in other cases, even if they are open, there is basically no one there. Okay, let me try to cast this chain lightning and see why. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Chance of success. Okay. Range is saying 20. I don't know why it's saying 20. In range 20. That's kind of weird. Why is saying range 20? Where is that range coming from? I think the range was 10, no? We said... The range was 10 meters, so why max range 20? Okay. Anyway, 20 is even better in theory, right? So it should work even more. I just have to check why it's coming in as 20, because it should be 10. But apart from that, I just want to see if he's doing the conversion right. Mana cost, adjust stamina, looking for targets. Okay, so here is where he's looking for targets. AoE radius, evaluate. Okay, the radius is 10 here. Okay, that's good. The radius is 10, the angle is 0. If the radius is less than this, is a single target, but it's not our case. I think we are just not doing the conversion probably, but I will see. Target distance, I don't know what is this. Instance ID 0. Okay. Attacker position, get actor location. So it's getting the position, yes. It's getting the position, my position, and it's getting the position of the potential target. Then directional vector for a line from attacker to original target. Okay. This is okay. That is fine. That is fine. Okay, this is getting all the people that are nearby, right? And nearby in a range of... okay, here is the mistake. It is the mistake, because here we are searching in a range of 10 centimeters instead of 10 meters. So this one needs to be multiplied by 100, okay? It is the problem. And then I think the rest should work as expected. Okay, so it's here. So this one should be multiplied by 100. Because Unreal Engine is using centimeters as a unit of measure, while our old game was using meters as a unit of measure. So that's the problem. Okay, and is not used anywhere else, so I think we are good. Okay, so let's try again. Let's recompile. Here the numbers are very low. I went to lunch at crowded restaurant today, so one person wearing the mask. Ay, 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 ay. Where are you, Yorlak? In which place? Because people are not wearing masks is a problem, huh? Is a real problem. Wyoming, yeah, but it's very risky. It's very risky. Are masks not mandatory? Like because here they are mandatory, so if you go out without a mask, the police will stop you and will give you a fine, which is actually a very high fine. They are mandatory. I mean, if you really have very, very few cases, it's okay, but, you know, be careful. You wear double mask? Mandatory in government buildings. There have been many mask burning parties. Yeah, I know there is a bit of the two sides of it, right? So people that believe that they need to put it on, people that don't like it, people, yeah. As everything in life, when you create something, there are immediately two factions created. One that likes it and one that dislikes it, right? Immediately. I don't know what is how much is the fine actually in Italy for that. I can search it. Multa, which means fine. So can I translate this to English for you? But anyway, it's saying what you risk if you don't put the mask on where is mandatory, right? So the mask is mandatory outside and in public places. Who is not putting the mask on, who doesn't have the mask on, is risking a fee up to €1,000. From 400 to €1,000, which you can pay in slices if you want. So if you don't have the money, you can say, hey, I don't have the money, I want to pay it in chunks, right? But still is yeah, at the moment is until the 31 of January. Until the 31, they continuously moving this date. Now, if you have corona and you go out, so if you are infected and you go out, you risk jail for 18 months and €5,000 of a fee. So yeah, at least in Italy, I mean, in case you visit Italy, be careful. You need a mask, or you're gonna pay a lot of money. Okay, so now we do the same. We go to this guy and we click on Chain Lightning, and we see, affected 2 targets. Okay, so now this guy should be a bit damaged, yes, and this guy should be a bit damaged. Perfect. Okay, so the spells are actually working, right? The spells are actually working. Nice. Now that we fixed that, they are working. So going back to our plan, we want 1 spell per category to be working on the test database. So Summon Missile, Life Infusion, Chain Lightning. From the point of view of rules, right? Rules, so how they work, at the moment they seems to be working fine. So you can do these 3 things. We need enemies spawned in the level, we did it. Ensure spells are working from the rule point of view, we did it. Okay. Now we need to ensure that visual effects are working properly with these spells, right? So the first thing I want to check is, let me add another piece, because I also want to check another thing, which is the casting, check casting spell effect. Spell effect is correct. So basically, whenever you cast a spell, right? Whenever you cast a spell, there should be a spell effect generated on you, which is the casting spell effect. And it should be done for each for each way. But for example, here is not present, right? While for example, for life infusion, it is present. And also for some reason, there is something in his hands. And this one, for example, is fucked up. Like this one is, I don't know what is going on. Okay, so let me check. I have no idea. I don't remember how I did this. Okay, I did it quite some time ago, but I think what we did was that in the database, probably we have the definition of how these spell effects are working. So let me see. Cast summon missile. I don't remember if there is directly a spell. Yes, casting effect. Okay, is here. Casting effect. I think casting effect is I don't know if casting effect is the one of the specific way or in addition to the one of the specific way. Because I don't have any other possibility. I have casting effect and then I have the script like cast summon missile, and the script is then also sending out additional visual effects. Right, so this is how it's working, I think. And so if I go under math scripts, and I search is a progression event, huh? I always confuse the two. Always. I always confuse the math scripts with the progression events all the time. Okay, this is the cast summon missile, right? And inside, yes, inside of this there is an FX source caster target name summon missile. So this one is the one that is generating, in theory, the missile that goes from the caster to the target. I don't know if there is one, because for example, how is this thing appearing on my hands? No, not that one. This one. You see that there is like a fire on my hands, and there is also the casting at the bottom. So I have no idea how that happens, because those in power prefer that those who are in the summit to fight about. 400 euros. Some members in my family actually got together at Christmas and they now got infected. Ouch. Even fly should be blocked. Yeah, I mean, I have a friend which lives in UK, and unfortunately some of his family members was not in good health, not for the corona, but was not in good health, and he wanted to visit them, but he couldn't because the flight were blocked. I mean, not the flight were blocked, but going outside of the country was blocked. So yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, depending on So I want to understand how we are generating that flame effect. How we're generating that flame effect in my hands. I have no idea. Because the one at the bottom, I think is generated very simply by... So there is summon missile. There is summon missile. Summon missile, I think this casting effect, you see, is saying casting effect summon missile. Now, if I go on progression event, summon missile, no. What does it mean, casting? I'm a bit lost here. Does it go into the... yes, probably yes. Probably yes. Wait, I have an idea. I think that we are that name, summon missile, is sent to the client, right? And I think that in the editor, we have a data table which is managing those effects. And probably what we did, we associated to summon missile also the effect on the hands. Yes. I think I remember now. Wait. So we go into data. We go into DT spells. If I search summon missile, yes, exactly. You see, this one actually has a number of effects. This one is a number of effects. One is defined for the casting ground class. One is defined for the casting hands class. One is defined for the hit, and one is defined for the projectile. Now, I'm just trying to understand how it's possible that if this is hit, and by the way, it's not even this one. Lungs fires. I think it's this one. It just doesn't have a picture. Yes. It doesn't have a picture, but it's this one. It's this one that is the one that is generating in my hands. Let me take a picture so that we see it next. Okay, we cannot save it because it's, the game is open. But yeah, so yes, so hands class is the one that is saying if while you are casting this spell, you also want to have one effect on your hands associated to the hands. This one is the one associated to the casting, and okay, I think it's fine. And it is the hit, and it is the projectile. Okay, it is the hit, and it is the projectile. I understand. So probably the one that is not working well is just set up wrong. So I think it was what? It was Life Infusion. Yeah, Life Infusion. You see that he has a kind of a weird effect on me, like if he's on the hands, right? I think if I check the database, I think it's just not set up properly. I think if I go under spells and I check Life Infusion, the casting effect is Life Infusion. And the casting effect is Life Infusion. And if I go in my Unreal and I search Life Infusion, yes, this one on the hands, you see? So that's why. Okay, fine. I think it's pretty good. Okay. Okay. So I think we just need to do the following. I think that for all the casting, we just use the ground class, and if we want the hands class, so we can use these two, ground class and hands class. And so we need one definition of casting. Now let me see if maybe it's already there, because I think we did some work on this. There should be the casting. No? Okay. It seems no. So this is also in production, huh? Yeah, these are all fucked up. Okay, fine. I mean, as expected, because we never worked on the spell effects, huh? We never worked in Unreal. I mean, I'm working on it now, so these are all fucked up. Do we have DT spells? Do we have an Excel file with DT spells? No, we don't. I think it will be easier. I think it will be easier to have an Excel file to do the changes, because I think it's not very easy to manipulate this data from here. I mean, it's true that we have some pointers, well, quite a number of pointers to the right, but I think we need to export this. Can I export this to an Excel file? File. I think I can do it if I do it from here. Okay, let me exit from the client, because anyway, I think we need to do a number of changes here. We need to do a number of changes. So I can also save this one. And then what we're gonna do, I will try to export this. I think there is this export. If I do export, I think no, it's not this one. Is export the CSV? Yes, this one. Export the CSV. I think we can put it in my PS Unreal data, and I can save it like this. Yes. But the good news, like you have seen, the good news is that the majority of this seems to be working. At least the rule side, it seems to be working. And we already have the setup done for the spells to the spell effects. So I think we are in pretty good shape. We are pretty good shape. We are just missing the data. Now I'm expecting that something will be not working as well, but the whole infrastructure, right? The whole infrastructure is there, which is pretty good. Yes. I think the first one should be called raw name, if I remember right. Or, like if I'm trying to re-import this, will it do it? Or, I think it did it, yes. Yeah, it did it. Okay. So what we need to be sure of is that we have a casting spell, a casting effect, right, for each of the ways. And by the way, I think that the casting should be just in the main directory. I don't think we need to do anything crazy like casting 1, casting 2. I don't know why we have this. Casting 1, okay, we can leave it there, but having a directory just for casting seems to be a bit weird. But okay, it seems to be done this way, so it's already all standardized this way. Now we need to be sure that these casting effects actually are the right color. So Azure casting looks like this. I think seems to be fine to me. Do you like it? I think it's super nice. We can take a thumbnail just to be sure that it is updated. Right? So this will happen when you are casting a spell. Maybe it's even too much, but I don't know. Maybe we could, specialize it by realm. That would be very nice. So like if you are casting a realm 1 spell, it will be a simpler version of this. If you are casting a realm 2, realm 3, realm 4, realm 5, it's like going more and more complex. I think would be nice. How do we do that? We just call it casting from 1 to 5. And yeah, maybe we just call it casting from 1 to 5, and we yeah, why not? And so we just specify Azure casting, and then we put the problem is that this thing is not dynamic at the moment. It's just a stupid pointer like this, right? And I think I want I don't know if I want to have here, a crystal casting, and this crystal casting will point to something, or if I want to have crystal casting as a generic and then specialize. No, I think we want to have one separate for each, because also the sound may be different. And we have the sound defined here. Yes. So the way I want to do it is that here I want to have multiple lines. Okay, so I want to have a crystal casting 01, which is used for the first realm, and a crystal casting 02, and so on, right? up to 5. And these ones, well, maybe we can avoid the 0. Okay, let's avoid the 0. Do we have, how many realm we have? In theory 11, right? Or 9, I don't remember. It was a weird number like that. But anyway, if we will ever arrive to realm number 11, we will change this. For now, we have 5. I think you know only 5. I think we have 11. If the character is on the middle, we lose a big part of it. What do you mean in the middle? You mean if you are in first person view? You lose a big part of the effect because your character is standing on top. It's okay. So like you don't see the middle, but it's okay. I don't really care. And you can have a small character. Look at this, boys. This effect is insane. This effect is insane. But yes, I think we should specialize it by realm. So like the, for example, the level 1, I don't know, we'll have less stuff. The problem is that the circle is super cool anyway, but maybe like this aura that is coming up, you know, will be there only for the higher ones, or the opposite, right? The aura maybe will be there, but maybe will be lower. We can have this thing to be lower. I will think about it. Okay, for now is no problem. But we can make a few different variations. Maybe a smaller circle, or just a triangle. I don't know. We will think to something. But yes, the point is that I want to have multiple entries, right? Casting 1, casting 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this one should have empty here and should have a value here, which is, for example, this Azure casting 01, right? And this one should be none, and this one should be none, and this one should be none, and all the rest should be 0, because it's only a casting thing, right? So for now, this row, okay, so let's just be sure that we have one version of it. I want to rename them all. I don't want to have a casting 01, a casting 02 directories. I think is making it just more annoying. I think we can have one casting directory that works for everything, and that's probably better. And And now I just need to be sure that, yes, this one will be called just casting, okay? I want all these directories to just be called casting. And then inside, we will have a P Azure casting 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. And if you want to have hand casting, we'll also have P Azure hand casting 01, 02, or whatever. So I think this is a, you know, an easier way. Also, I want to have all these ones to be properly organized in terms of pictures. I mean, this one is okay. This one is the blue one, which definitely looks blue, so I think it's good. We can take a thumbnail and save it. And then I want to have the same in brown. And I want to have this thing. Brown looks a bit so-so, huh? But anyway, because it's the brown color that is kind of shit. I mean, if it's on black, it looks a bit better, but on white, as usual, if there is a lot of light, it's hard to see the effect. That's what it is. Let me put it all black and let me take a screenshot like that. Okay, so we have the thumbnail for the black as well. Sorry, for the brown, and is named casting properly. Now we have also for the crystal, we have a casting. I will move it. And I will delete the directory. I don't know if I delete the directory, if it's so smart to... I see the directory, yes. I need to fix up the directory before deleting the directory. So this is how it works, and now I can delete it. Yes. And this one is the crystal one, so I want it to be as crystal as possible. Yes, like this. And we want to take a thumbnail. And yes, check it out. Save it. And this one will be called casting. Okay, then we go in dark, and I think dark is using purple actually, because we cannot really do a dark, I mean a black effect. I mean, in theory we can, but dark is using purple as a backup color when you need a color, right? And this one also I want to change as casting. And the last one is red. And the last one is red. And this one is correct. I mean, it looks a bit brown more than red, but I don't know if we did it by purpose or Yeah, I think probably we did. Because it's a bit lighter and so it can be seen more. But I think it's okay anyway. Because otherwise it looks like blood, you know. I think is too much. I think if we go red, it looks really like blood and it's not really good. Okay. Okay, so we have the six. We have the 6 effects for casting, right? Now what I need to do, I need to create the right reference to the new directories that I created because they have a different pointer. So I just use copy reference and then I put the reference here. And then I need basically to duplicate these lines for each of the ways. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Okay. And so I will have Azure casting 1 and Azure casting 2 and then 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Then I will have blue casting 1, blue casting 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. And then we will have brown casting 1, 2, 5. And then we miss what? Red casting 1. Oops. And then 3, 4, and 5. Now we still miss one, which is dark. So dark casting 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now, in terms of information, we just need to point to the right particle effect. So for Azure is this. And for now will be identical for all the 5 levels, okay? But we may specialize it in the future. So for now is identical for the 5 realms. But we may change it in the future. Actually, I can just copy like this. And then I will change it line by line. I will change it like this. So blue casting up to 5, brown casting up to 5, red is here. Copy reference is here, and then dark copy reference is here. Okay, so we basically like this defined all the casting, and now what I need to do in the code is that I need to append the realm, right, to the name of the casting spell. I don't know exactly when we do that, but I think we are reading this casting effect. So I need to search where we are reading this casting effect, right, which is here. So it is loading the spell, right? Casting effect and realm. Okay, perfect. So I think we can automatically change it. Ah, I could even do it here, not by code. I could even do it directly in the... Yeah. I think I can do that. Just a second, I'm checking. I received some. No, okay, fine. Hello, IT Dandy. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? We are now implementing, the spells and the mechanism for casting spells into the game. So there is a lot already done. So it's not that we need to do too much actually to have it working. But I would say we will find probably some small problems and we will have to fix them. But for now, it seems to be okay. So I'm focusing on building up the data that then goes into this Unreal Engine table, data table, which is hosting basically the information of one spell that we need to cast. And so what I'm doing now is basically that the easiest for us will be like summon missile, is wait a second. No, it's okay. It's okay. So basically in the database, we put the reference. So like this one is crystal casting 1, okay? Because there is summon missile, which is part. So we will have to do like this, crystal casting, right? This one, for example, is still way ID 1, but is realm 2. And so in this case would be crystal casting 2, right? So it is as simple as that. We don't have to do anything else. We just need to be sure that they are pointing to the right way. So for example, this one is the red way. So this one will be red casting 3, right? Which is chain lightning, which is the one that we are testing. Defensive wind would be like crystal casting 2 and so on. Okay, so I think some are misplaced in the way, but it's okay. This is just the dummy database. So the way number 2, what is the name? The way number 2. The way number 2 is Azure. Okay. So I will stay consistent with whatever data we have in the dummy database. Okay. So 3 is red, for example. And this one is realm 1. This one is also realm 1. And then we have, there is still a crystal something. There is still one crystal here. And then we have the way number 4, which is dark. So we go dark casting 1. Okay, and like this. So the casting effects, at least in the dummy database, then I will have to do it in the production one to actually do it properly. But for our testing, this one should be pointing to the right effects, right? So if I save this thing that I think I saved already, yes, and I re-import it. Right, now I have all this stuff. Yes, correct. So now if we go in game, if I go in game and I cast any spell, they will have at least the ground effect correct. Okay, which is what I want to check. So basically we need to fix, if we go back to our mission, yes, we need to fix the casting spell, and then we need to fix this one, so the projectile and the one that arrives to the enemy. So, and at the moment I'm doing this. Now, the important point is that this works also for NPC. Which means that when they cast something, I don't know if when they cast something they really think ways. I don't think they do, because I think the monsters are having their own spells. They are not bound to having glyphs, and they are not bound to a specific casting mechanism, so that they are just executing the progression script, which includes the spell effect and the actual rules effect, right? So mechanics effect. So I think that yes, for them this system will work slightly differently, but I think it's already in place. Yes, I think it's already in place. Do you want a bit of music? I cannot go too late tonight, so I will probably stop around midnight or quarter after, so in about half an hour or so. It's a pity because we don't catch the US people, but okay. Well, some US people we catched, but okay. So now what I want to do, I want to see if casting the crystal spell. Yes, I have the white thing at the bottom and it seems to be working fine. If I cast chain lightning, which is actually red, yes, I have the red thing. It's not very visible, unfortunately, but the red one, maybe I should make it stronger. It's not very visible. The white one is way more visible. I will tone down all the light anyway. I think our light is too strong in general. Let me see one thing. If I change the time of the day, right, to be night, what is the minimum luminosity? This is the minimum luminosity. I think I will go way lower than this. I think we will have a night which is nearly a night, and we will have a day which is really a day. I know that some of you will not like it, but I think I don't care, because I think it will be much nicer. Let me see if I cast... yeah, during the night, or anyway, with this kind of lightning, then is much easier to see the red effect. And probably, though, the white one will be too much. Yeah, we need to tweak them. I think we can tweak the white one to be a bit more like... This guy got the missile, by the way. Did you see the missile going out? And this guy going like, what? He was looking around. He was looking like, who the hell attacked me? Because at the moment I'm invisible for him. So he cannot really do much. Why sometimes the missile is showing and other times is not showing? Anyway, so I think we have the red, we have the white. I don't know if we have a blue. I think defensive wind is probably, no, it's still crystal. Huh? We had another one. What was it? But anyway, they are working. I'm pretty sure they are working. It's just a setting, you know, so... Your drum roll didn't play. I don't know why, man. I have no idea. I have no idea. Red, dark. If we have drain, we can cast this one. But we only have dark, red, and... Okay, but... Dark, we have fear. Fear and charm. Do we have these two spells? I don't think we do. Nah. I mean, it's okay. I think it's gonna work. I mean, I think it's working. We tested it with a few, and I think it's working anyway. Okay. So now we need to test the most interesting ones. So we need to test, for example, what happens if I cast... because now if I cast Life Infusion on me, okay, I see the casting, but then I don't see any effect on myself, right? I don't see anything. Well, it's true that Life Infusion is not a permanent spell, it's just an instant, but I think it would still be nice to show something, right? To show an effect. And I think we also decided the other day, we decided what Life Infusion was, right? But I think we did it... we did it in the other project. So for now, let's just use an example. Do we have any spell that doesn't look like... I just need a random... I just need... Yeah, but we have this one, for example, healing aura, which is super super insane. Which probably will not use like this, but this one is very, very nice. Now the point is, what happens when you finish the casting? Because you are casting it, the visual effect may still be going on, and then Life Infusion starts, and so this spell starts. I mean, this visual effect starts, and I don't know if they will overlap too much, right? I think there is a possibility that they overlap. But this one I think is a good example because is heavy enough, you know, and being so heavy, visually heavy, we will have a kind of a overlap between the casting and this one, so which is exactly what I want to test, if he visually becomes a mess or so we go under DT spells. And I think we should have a life infusion already in this list. Yes, we have it, life infusion. And at the moment, it's just repeating the casting. But, you know, actually, for these spells, we should not anymore specify. So this one should become none, right? Because we should not specify in the actual spell the casting effect, because the casting effect is in this one at the top, right? Which are cast when we are waving our magic. But we need to specify if it's a projectile, if it's a hit, or if it's... Huh. There is one point though that... Now we need okay. Yeah, I think I need to put it here under ground class, because if I'm not using the ground class but I'm using the hit class, then basically we will have the... Sorry, what was it? That one. Basically we will have the effect being played in the middle of the character, while in this case the healing aura is something that goes to the ground. So we need to put that one here, right? Now if we have this one set up, let me just see how it will work then. Let me re-import this, right? So now with life infusion we have yes, we have this class here, okay, which is nice. And now what I want to do, I want to ensure that in my database my life infusion has a script, right, which is not this one obviously, but is this one, which is called cast life infusion, which goes into a progression event, which is this one, yes, life infusion, which should have an effects, yes, exactly, should have an effects, which is the pointer to this, so life infusion, right? Okay, so doing this, when we cast it, we execute this thing, and the effects should already be working, and we call that effect. Now I'm not really sure if this is smart enough to, but I think yes, I think it, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it may be working already. If it's not working, it's probably because it's the ground class and not the hit class, and this is what we will have to change. But apart from that, I think we should be good. So what we want to see now is that after the casting effect, which is just waving the magic, we also get the ground effect of the spell. Now, one problem will be to decide the duration of that effect, because it may vary based on, yeah, it may vary based on the duration of the spell. And so for some spells it's an instant, so it has to be executed once only. For other spells it needs to stay on the character, right? So there is a bit of the tricky part. We need to decide how to do it. But I think in the code we are already passing in the duration. So in theory, in our, while it's loading, in our thing here, we should have kind of another line, which is check the ground effect on target is displayed and has the proper duration, right? And the same with the hit effect, which is the which is basically anyway it's kind of a subset of this, okay? Because if we check the summon missile issue, but let me just split it this way for clarity. So I think that this one we can say is done. Check that the casting spell effect is correct. Now we will check if the ground effect is displayed after I do after I cast my spell on myself. So what I'm expecting is that I see the casting effect and then I also see the life aura effect, but I don't know if the timing will be right. Actually we didn't see it. Let me see if I do it on an enemy. No, we didn't see it. So it seems that I see a number of errors in updating location. So like if he's trying to update the location of a projectile instead of a ground class. Yes. There is something in... I don't know why it's inside the spell projectile, because in theory we should be getting... Let me see if we have any printout here. Receive system server side, execute mouse kind of receive. No, here we are on the server, and I would like to know if we get any printout. No, we don't. Receive effect message on client. Play particle effect, spell projectile. While spell projectile is thinking that this effect is thinking that this spell is a projectile. Right? Is thinking that this effect is a projectile. Why? I mean, from where is getting that? From where is getting that? Because in theory it should consider the projectile only if in this table projectile class is not null, but at the moment is null. So it should have no projectile sent out. Okay, so probably this is the part that we still need to fix. So I think that this part again has never been really fully completed. It was just a kind of a stub that we put there, and it needs to be fixed. And also I think we really need to move it to C++. I mean, we can do it in blueprints for now, just for fun, but spell effects will be cast very, very often, and so we don't want the spell effects to be slow and or to have any kind of delay. So I think we will have to move it to C++ one day. Okay, let me see when we receive the effects. In theory, we should receive we should have a function. Yes, play particle effect, receive event message. Okay, so this one is when we receive the information from the server. Actually, we have a printout. We have a printout, which is receive effect message, right? So this one we have it. Yes, which is this one, receive effect message, life infusion. So up to here, I think we are good. So the server knew that we have to play this effect, right? And life infusion is pointing in our DT spells to the right sequence and to this one. So I think that the problem is from here down, right? So here we enter into play particle effect and play particle. This one is disconnected, huh? Yes, but yeah, because we said that we can have multiple effects, and so I disconnected it. Yeah. So here we should do a check. So this thing is going into the DT spell, which is this one, where we have this definition, and say, hey, there is a life infusion to cast. Get all the information out. And in fact, it's getting all the information out here, including a potential delay and including the projectile, the hit. Is not getting the ground class. Okay, that's the first problem for sure, because this one needs to have the ground class as well. And the difference is the following, that we have actually three places. We have actually three places where we can play an effect, right? So if this is our character, right? And with two legs, hopefully. If this is our character and these are his hands, we have multiple places. We have one place which is in the middle of the character, right? Which we call hit. We have one place in the ground just below him, and we have one place in his hands. So actually this one is called hands, this one is called hit, and this one is called ground, right? So we have these three places, and so we can generate the spells where we want, right, in one of these three places. Now I'm not 100% sure that the hit is really in a good position, because at the moment it's actually in the center of the character. So I think that for certain spells will be fine, like if you have to create a bubble around him, it will be okay. But if you have to create something that is in front of him, I think we will probably have in the future to create also another location which stands slightly in front of him, but for now it's okay. Okay, so we have these three positions, and so now this is why I'm saying that we need also the ground to go through this, because otherwise the hit, I think the hit will go, yes, the hit is going to the spell spawn, and the spell spawn is in the middle of the character, is the hit. So is not enough. Is not enough. We need a ground position. So I need to add a new parameter, and this parameter will go here, and will be called the spell ground particle, right? and will be a particle effect. A particle system object reference, I think. I think so. I think it's like this one, hopefully. I don't remember if it's a particle system component or if it's a particle system. No, it's a particle system. Okay, particle system. So this one we will need to connect, you know, from our grounds class. And by the way, we also have the hands, but at the moment the hands we are not using. But in the future we should pass in also the hands class if we think that we need to generate something on his hand. Usually we generate something like, for example, if you have burning hands, right? Or if you have icy hands or whatever. So maybe there is a kind of a spell that gets attached to your hand, right? Let me add it. Since I'm here, let me add it, because anyway we will need it in the future. Spell hands particle, right? And also this one, if we can put it, maybe this one we put it at the end, because it's the one that probably we will use the less, at least at the beginning. Okay. And so now, because this one I don't think is the one that is used for the casting, right? Because for the casting, yes, attach casting particle effect. I think this one is coming from another road. Let me just double check it, but I think that when we do, yes, it's completely another message, which is the casting message. Okay, so because also it's triggering the cast animation, and is triggering the cast effect below the character, and so this is kind of its own implementation. While this one is when we receive a particle effect, which may be triggered by anything. I mean, we could even have a potion, you know, that you drink it and is giving you a particle effect because you're getting drunk, and so you have a particle effect on top of your head, right? So this one is called generically by the engine whenever we have an FX event in the progression scripts. Okay, so let's check exactly what this guy is doing. I hope he's checking for the validity of these things, right? At the moment it seems he's checking only if the target is equal to the casting character. So it's basically if I'm casting a spell on myself, right? So that is if I'm casting a spell on myself. I don't know exactly why we do this check, because in theory it should work exactly the same. I don't understand the difference. BP character. In fact, we are doing exactly the same thing. So we are attaching, we are getting the mesh. These are the two pieces, right? We are getting the mesh from the target, and here we are doing the same. Getting the mesh from the target. And then one is spawning this emitter, and one is spawning this emitter. Scale location attached to component. So it's exactly the same. I don't understand the... okay. One difference is that we store it. Yeah, we store it on the right character. Yeah, okay, that makes kind of sense. Because we need to store it on the NPC or on ourselves. But in theory, these two functions should be the same. Using target as I don't understand this. The UID of the effect, yes. No, that's correct, but so what are we doing here? Spell speed. So if the spell speed is, what is spell speed, by the way? Spell speed. It is called the spell initial delay. No, spell projectile speed. Okay. But let's call it projectile because spell speed is not very clear. Let's call it spell projectile speed, okay? So that we are sure that we know what we are talking about. So there is a branch that is checking if the projectile speed is 0. If it's 0, it's going here. If it's not 0, it's going to projectile. Okay. So it's basically determining the speed based on the projectile speed. Where the hell is that? The projectile speed. The projectile speed. Ah, I see it. 2000. Ah, okay. Okay. So this one should be 0. If we put this as something else, it will, even if the projectile class is none, it will fuck up. So, but maybe we can do the check in the code, right? So that because this is kind of just a manual mistake. It's just a human error, right? It's just a human error. So maybe we can anyway do a check to ensure that I find all this graph a bit messy, but okay. I find it quite messy. I don't know if we can split it somehow. I find it a bit messy. If we could split, because like the projectile, I think it should have its own graph, you know. If we are spawning a projectile, which is basically all these pieces. So I think all of this and all of this is the management of the projectile, right? And I think that we should keep it kind of separate. I don't know how to do it in a way that is not a mess. Maybe like this. Now, I also want the check for the projectile to be a bit more specific. So at the moment it's just checking if it's me or if it's an enemy. And which is kind of good because it's excluding the fact that I'm trying to shoot a projectile on myself. Okay, so if I'm trying to shoot a projectile on myself, it will just not do the projectile. So yes. So this one is the projectile check, but I think we need to expand it. So this one should be if can we do this cast before, so this one is really coming out as a PS character already. unless we want to cast spells on objects, but at the moment we are not casting spells on objects. So I think we can do that. Because the target actor, which is this one, is actually an actor object, yes. Which is a bit annoying. I think I can assume for now, maybe not, I don't know. I'm a bit mixed on this one. If I should leave it generic so that here we can modify it in the future also for casting spells on objects or not, but apart from this, what I want to do, I want to have 2 checks, okay? One is if the projectile speed is 0, which is fine, but second, if the projectile class is valid, because if it's not valid, we are not gonna do it anyway. So if the speed is 0, it means it's not a projectile, or the projectile class is not valid. So if one of these 2 conditions is true, right, then we want to consider that is not a projectile, right? So we can say, let me just is it a projectile, right? So this is easy, the projectile question. Now let me see if I can simplify this thing, because the fact that we are duplicating all of this twice, I really don't like it. So direct hit on caster, direct hit on target, okay, but both are PS characters and both are, so who cares if I mean, why I need to do this check? Why I need to check if I'm casting on myself? Only for the projectile? Only for the projectile, because basically the case is, if he's a projectile and I'm trying to cast it on myself, then I'm only spawning the spell spawn and not spawning the projectile. But okay, it's duplicating a bit the stuff, but I think he has a sense. Okay, he has a sense. I think we should do it in phases though. We should do the first phase checking, like we said, right? I can have enhance effect, I can have a hit effect, I can have a ground effect. So I think we should do it in phases and check all of that, and yes. Okay, let me do it differently. Let me say, does it have a ground effect? If yes, play it. Okay, so this will be the first graph, which will just check. Yeah, I think it will make it much easier, by the way. If I split it this way, I think we will make it much easier. Let me Let me detach all of this mess. The problem is how to still keep it sane. How to still keep it sane in terms of lines here. I can set temporarily variables, but no, I don't think I want, because if multiple spells are coming at the same time, I don't want that. So I want each function to like work by itself, right? So the first thing that we are going to check is if he has a ground effect, right?
Practice does make perfect.
I'm practicing a lot, boys. And Hula is nearly at the top of the board with 8,000 points. Dakre is on top. We were thinking Dakre was a bot, but actually he's not. Good night, Tony. See you probably tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Yes, I think I can stream. I think I will go very soon as well, because I need to go. But the point is, basically here, does it have a ground effect? Yes. So the first thing we need to check is if this ground particle is valid, okay? If this ground particle is valid, this will be the first check, right? If this ground particle is valid, I think independently of the fact if he's me or if he's an enemy, I just need to play it. So I don't have to ask myself any question. Is it me? Is it someone else? I mean, it's completely unnecessary. So I will just spawn, you know, I will just spawn an emitter attached to, instead of spell spawn, it will be, I think in our character, we have, wait, I need to open like any character, and I need to go to his skeleton. And in the skeleton, we have, left hand, right hand sockets, and we also have a helm socket. Okay, but there should be another one. What is it? I think it's missing. No? I think it's missing. We didn't put it back. Unless I'm blind, I cannot see. I cannot see a spell spawn. No, we removed it. We removed it for some reason. Holy shit. I mean, I didn't put it back in the new skeleton. Okay, I can put it in right now. It's fairly easy. The only problem is that one should be on the root and the other one should be on the pelvis. The problem will be on monsters though, because the monsters don't really have the concept of pelvis and ground, I think. That's a kind of a good question. That's a kind of a good question. Because like this guy, which here you say upside down, but don't worry. Yeah, this guy, for example, does not have any, right? The problem is that we need to define. I think we need a bit of a rule here to define for us, right? That we basically, for every character, we need to ensure a minimum amount of sockets, right? No, but this thing is the old stuff. No. Do we have no, because we need to define it. If we don't define it, has to be standardized on all the characters. Otherwise our spells will not work. Okay. So we need to have a pelvis even on the trapper. Otherwise it will not work properly. So for this guy, which yes is a bit upside down, but don't worry, in reality it looks like this. We need to define 2 spells locations, right? In any case, otherwise we will just get an error. So let me just see if in our wiki we have something about, we have the character rigging, right, where we explain a bit how we do the thing, but let me search for, I think we never mentioned it here in the wiki, but I think we need to. Character rigging. Okay, let me add it now. So we need, I don't know if I want to do it as a subset of character rigging, or we want to have it as character sockets, but it's not only characters, it is all creatures. So it is characters and creatures sockets, right? And we need, so there are different things. So basically equipping weapons. So if you want any character to be able to equip a weapon, and it is already the case for our characters, like this guy, right? It needs to have, and this is working, it needs to have a left hand and it needs to have a right hand socket. If they are not there, nothing will work. So to equip weapons, every character / monster needs to have these sockets. Now you can avoid putting them, it's not a big issue if you don't put them, just he will not be able to equip. So the weapon, the problem is that if he has a weapon in the inventory, I think it will go to the ground. So you will see like the weapon to the ground, which is not very nice, by the way. And then we have the helm, so equipping helm, right? So to equip a helm, every character monster needs to have this socket, which is called, I think it's called only helm. Yes. Then casting spells. So let me say that is similar. So to cast, now to show a visible effect, particle effect on while casting, every character monster needs to have these sockets, and this one is the What is strange though, we don't have it and it shows. How is possible? We attach it to the root. Because at the moment it's actually shown, right? But we don't have one. So do I attach to, probably I just attach to root. Or if it doesn't find the socket, it's just automatically attaching to root. Which I think is a good idea anyway, assuming that you always have the root at the bottom of the character. I think we can avoid one socket and it's probably easier, right? I think it could be. Okay, guys, the only issue is that unfortunately it's a bit late. I need to go. As usual, I would like to do a raid on Twitch because I think it's a nice thing to do. To just pass on, you know. So if you still want to watch a bit of Unreal Engine development, I'm going to pass it to whoever is online. Fuck, no one is online. Okay. Development. I take that back. No one of the people that I know that are streaming Unreal Engine are online at the moment. Okay, so tonight we will not trade. It's okay. It's fine. We can do it tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna go. If you're new to the stream, please click on follow on Twitch and please click on subscribe on YouTube. And also it would be very nice to see you again the next time I'm online. If you have any question on game development, don't be shy and just ask during the streams. It's true that I'm a bit busy with my stuff, but I stream also to interact with you. So if I just would be, you know, if you just would want to stay by myself, I would not stream. So it's perfectly fine. And also check our Patreon site, which is patreon.com/planeshift, when you can support the game. And you have access to videos and news, and also you have access to the alpha version of the game at the moment. Okay. Good night, boys, and thank you for watching. See you soon. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, I would say tomorrow I can stay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. When I try to smile, it's like grinning. It's not really smiling. This character is not really smiling. It's like, okay. Bye-bye.